Prisms are polyhedrons with congruent parallel faces. You have, these faces are called bases, and then you have the lateral faces, which means the lateral faces are the piece around the side. So we have a pentagonal prism, triangular prism. The name is based on what the base looks like. Okay? So when we see this, you have to make sure that, now this is presented vertically, sometimes they're on their sides, but the bases are the sides that are congruent and parallel. Okay? An altitude is the perpendicular segment that joins the planes of the bases. Okay? The height is the length of the altitude. Now, if we have a right prism where the lateral faces are rectangles and the lateral edge is an altitude, then you can tell that the height is just the length of one of these edges. If it's an oblique prism, you got to do a little bit more, and you got to kind of try to measure it. Sometimes you have to use trigonometry, sometimes you have to use different stuff with right triangles. Our focus is going to be on right prisms for the most part. So you see how this is a rectangular prism. This is a trapezoidal prism. You can see how it's on its side. The two bases are trapezoids, and everything connecting them is there. These are oblique prisms over here. They exist. We're going to not do too much with them. A net, have you seen these before? It's like a folding pattern. If you took this net and this net, you could cut those out of paper and you could fold them up to make the prisms that we see over here. Nice thing about this, if we're trying to find the surface area of the prism, that's just the area of the net. So here we have a rectangular prism. So you can see how these are all folded up. They're all rectangles. And a lot of these rectangles are the same. So you see we have sides 2 and 2. This side is 3. This side is 3. All these vertical sides are 6. So all I need to do to find the area of this prism, the surface area of this prism, is to find the area of each one of these bases. Each one of these faces. So this is 6 times 3. That would be 18. This would also be 18 right here. This is 2 times 6. That would be 12. And that one would be 12. And this is 2 times 3, so that would be 6. And this one would be 6. So what we have here is we have several figures here, but we have 2 of each. So I have 2 that are 6, and 2 that have an area of 12, and 2 more that have an area of 18. This gives us a total of 72. Now our units are going to be centimeters squared, or we often say the word square centimeters. When you have area, you always have a squared unit of measure. It is never a linear, it is never cubic. Area squared. Okay? Let's look at a slightly more complicated version. This is example 2. This is a triangular prism. Okay? So I have this side here is 13. I've said this side here is 13. So I have some missing information over here. Well, these are parallel. So this thing here, this side here has got to be the same as that one. So we have sides that are 13. So if I go to my net diagram, I have this and 13. This is 13. This is 13. This is 13. This is 7, 7, 7, 10, 10, 10. I've got triangles and I've got rectangles. Okay? Now I have 2 rectangles that are, now actually, I should have written this down. These are also sides of 13. The reason you can tell is if you folded this up, this triangle would come down, and this side would have to match with this side. Okay? So I have, this one is 7 by 13, which is 91. And so is this one. It's also 91. This one is 7 by 10, which is 70. Okay? So I have 3 rectangles that I know the area of. Now, I need to find the area of my triangles, but to do that, I've got to do a little bit more. I've got to figure out what my altitude is. Okay? Now, using properties of isosceles triangles, which this is isosceles, a 13, 13, 10, these two sides are the same. So this altitude cuts this into 2 congruent triangles. And this side right here, instead of this total side is 10. That means each one of these pieces is going to be 5. Okay? Now, here's the tricky part. I've got a side that's missing right here. And this side is actually part of a right triangle. Okay, so I'm going to call this my height. Now this is a leg of a right triangle. Okay, if you remember from right triangles, if we have a side of A, B, and C, the Pythagorean theorem says that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So if I wanted to find the length of C, I would say that it's the square root of a squared plus b squared. But that's the hypotenuse, and 13 is actually my hypotenuse, so I don't want this formula. There's another version of the formula that says that a is equal to the square root of c squared minus b squared, and that's the one I want, because this height is a leg. The 13 is the hypotenuse, and this 5 over here, that's the other leg. So if I were to use this version of the Pythagorean, I would find that h is equal to, and it turns out to be 13 squared minus 5 squared. I do the math here, I end up with 12. Okay, I skipped a few steps, so I have a height of 12. Okay, all right, so the height's 12 here, the height's 12 there. I'm going to just draw the height of 12 down here because it's a little bit less crowded, and I have a base here that's 10. Okay, remember that the area of a triangle is 1/2 base height. So 1/2 of 10 times 12, which would be 60. So I have two triangles. Each one of these have an area of 60. All right. That's actually all that I need to finalize this problem. Okay, so my surface area is going to be, well, there's two that are 91, and there's two that are 60, and there's one that's 70. So if I get my handy dandy calculator out, 2 times 91 plus 2 times 60 plus just 70, I end up with 372. What are my units going to be? Well, it says inches, so the units will be inches squared.